Hey guys, I wanted to share one of the biggest lessons I learned when I was doing this whole Redbubble thing. And the reason why I'm sharing this video right now is right now, for those who don't know, it's 10:40 p.m. You're probably not watching this at 10:40 p.m., but it's 10:40 p.m. on October 30th. Tomorrow will be the absolute last day of my 60 designs a day mandatory for Redbubble. For those who don't know, I started uploading consistently 60 designs a day every day to Redbubble last year, 2 months prior to January of 2022. So just to put things into consideration, by tomorrow it will be essentially a full year of uploading 60 designs a day every day without a single day of break, no matter what happens. And I've been lucky. The power really hasn't went out at certain times, so I've never lost power. There wasn't any natural disasters, and once again, I've been very, very lucky, very blessed in that circumstance. So I got a lot to say, but the biggest lesson that I've learned is starting a new store every month did some wonders for me. And I'll explain what I mean. In the beginning, it was just a rationalization, and I told myself that I knew that there are Redbubble sellers out there who not only do they get maybe suspended, but some get banned, and that's unfortunate. And this was my logical, rational thinking, and I used to say that, there are sellers who get banned, then there are sellers who get suspended. And the difference between them is, if you get banned, you're permanently banned. You can never create another store on Redbubble again. You're going to go on there, you create another store, they're just going to delete it again and again and again. Doesn't matter how many stores you create. That's being banned. But suspended is a little bit different. If you're suspended, they'll just simply close down your store. You can open up a new one. Everything's fine and dandy. Well, the reason why I'm even saying this is because one of my logical reasonings was, if I'm going to go out here and create 60 designs a day every day, for a whole year and create all these different designs, why would I risk it and put it all in one store? Well, what happens if I get suspended and the store gets deleted? Well, then all my work gets essentially vanished. And to me, I see it as a risk. So what I did to decrease my risk is I would upload literally the month's worth of designs to each store. If it was February with 28 designs, I'd put all those designs on the February store, and then once the month was over, move on to the next month and create the designs for the next month, and so on. And really what that came out to is about, on average, 1,800 roughly designs per store. And obviously it's a little less, sometimes a little more, but per store it came out to about 1,800 designs. Now I do have some other stores that have over 5,000 designs. I actually have 3 stores currently holding that. But once again, this was prior to my whole journey of doing 60 designs a day consistently. For those who don't know, I was doing Redbubble before I started this journey, right? This journey of doing this consistency kind of thing. I had Redbubble stores before that, and I was doing very, very well before that. But really where my success started to explode is I started to realize one critical difference. And really this one thing really did shift my opinion on my success with Redbubble. And really, I saw this with my own results, and I actually would play a little game with myself every single month. What I would do is, and this is one of the greatest benefits of having different stores, is that once a month was over, when I created that new month's worth of designs on a different account, is when the months would be over, I would compare and contrast some of the more established stores' success. And I would compare and contrast them, and I would actually see how certain niches that I was in would affect drastically how successful or lack of success that I would have. And I actually saw this with certain niches that I have. And I'll explain what I mean. So like I had a certain niche store that was a holiday-based store. Now, as you can assume, holiday-based stores are not really 365 evergreen. They're evergreen, but yearly. They're not really evergreen on a daily basis, if that makes sense. And what I'm trying to say here is that holiday store did not nearly perform as well as, for example, my nationality-based store. For those who don't know, I have a nationality-based store where I make designs for specific nationalities. I actually mentioned this store previously when I was talking about my Ukrainian designs. There was one day I had created all these Ukrainian designs, and then about 4 months later, or 4 to 6 months later, can't really remember the exact, time frame, but about a few months later, I looked up and I woke up with something like 70 plus sales on just like 5 to 10 different Ukrainian designs. And I was confused as to why it was, but then everything made sense when I turned on the TV. There was this whole Ukrainian war kind of thing going on with Russia, and it's still going on, and I hope everybody out there is doing well, but that was an example of a store that was doing better, and it was doing better consistently all over the board. That was one of the things that really pinpointed to me that specific niches that you're in can really either lead to high amounts of success and low amounts of success. And what I also noticed was in niches that are perfectly evergreen, there are niches that even if your designs are stupendously amazing, you might not do as well as other niches. And I noticed that maybe the niches that you have a passion for are not necessarily the niches that are always going to succeed. And that's, when I say succeed, obviously that's a loose term because success is different to everybody. But for me, the way I look at success is I look at designs that can create consistent sales on a daily basis with multiple sales per design. That's the way I look at success. And there are some niches that could not achieve that for me. There are other niches that did that and passed that barrier by miles. So everything was different. And what I will say is learning that really started to make me question how successful can individuals be, not because of their work, but because of their work in a specific niche. I could take the same work ethic and effort and knowledge and skill and put it in niche A, and I could do the same thing in niche B. And I might be wildly successful in niche A and be a failure in niche B just because of the actual niche. And like I said, it's not that you have to go over certain size niches. It's not about being too big or too small, even though that does matter sometimes. But I'm saying the specific genre of niche is really what makes a difference. And the only way that that you guys could really get a full grip on what I'm talking about, especially some of you guys who are doing the same thing that I'm doing will understand, but the only way that I could give the people who don't do this, where they don't, upload to multiple stores and things like that consistently, the only way I could really give you guys my vision is by telling you that you should just go out there and give it a shot. I mean, it really doesn't hurt. Commit to doing 60 designs a day, every day for 2 months, just for 2 months. And you have 2 different stores and compare the success of both stores. I'm telling you, you're going to learn so much. You're going to be able to see and learn so many interesting things that you probably didn't even notice. I would see why certain designs are more successful or why certain designs are less successful, why certain tags are more successful, why certain tags are less successful. Just at the end of the day, try something new, and I'm telling you, you might impress yourself. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.